Welcome to the IPF 2021 World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic Powerlifting Championships. We're on day 6 of this championship. We've got the combined age classes. We've worked through all the Masters classes and this is the final day of the Juniors and Sub-Juniors. Tomorrow we start with the Open class. We're running 2 platforms and 3 sessions today. This is platform 2 and we have the 93 kilo juniors. Platform 1 behind me has the 83 kilo and 105 kilo juniors. We're about to get this session started, but I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Eleiko, who have welcomed us here to their headquarters in Halmstad, Sweden. They've provided the arena for us, the equipment for us, an absolutely phenomenal warm-up room, and also a training room for the athletes as they come through and do their final training before they lift. And we've started to see now the open class lifters gathering and doing their final sessions in that training room. We're also grateful to SBD, who provide the best strength apparel in the world, and that's relied upon by strength athletes the world over. We couldn't do what we do without the support of companies like Eleiko and SBD, who not only support these competitions, but the federations and the lifters themselves. Okay, we are ready to kick this session off with Mustafa Yesilya from Turkey. He is opening his squat with 200 kilos. Depth looked good, strength looked easy, and that's a good lift. That's a great start to the competition. We're going to run this as 2 groups because you can only have a maximum of 14 lifters in a group. So we are going to run Flight A and Flight B, but they're all 93 kilo juniors. Juniors is the age class from 19 years old to the year in which you turn 23. Mark Dolchenko, 220 on the bar. Lifter from Ukraine. If you look at the graphic on the screen right now, you can see the classes in 93 kilo junior, the name and the country, and we will this graphic will populate as we work through the competition. That'll look like a nice easy squat. And of course this is a classic competition, so we're lifting in knee sleeves and singlets and not squat suits and knee wraps. Jakob Florelius next from Norway. This is 220 kilos. Jakob squatted 237.5 at the recent Norwegian Nationals, so this should be well within his capabilities. A little bit hesitant at the top there. I wonder if he was just wondering if he had the command or not. But he got 3 white lights. It's such a nerve-wracking experience. A lot of these lifters have travelled a great distance, and the travelling takes it out of you, and the food's different, the environment's different, and you're warming up amongst all the world-class lifters out the back. And then you walk out here on the platform with the lights and the cameras, and you're facing down IPF referees. John Vortel next, Netherlands, 225. That's 4 red plates and just a smidge under 500 pounds. Looking resplendent in his SBD kit. Taking his time to set up, looks up for the squat command. You have to be standing erect with your knees locked. He's going to have to start his lift soon. The clock is ticking down. Now that certainly looked like a strong squat. And the referees thought it was good. From my angle, it looked a bit shallow, but I am not in the best place to judge. I've got a 3/4 on view, so the referees are in a much better place to judge squat depth than I am. Alexander Karason from Iceland. He's right at the top of the age class. He'll move up to the seniors next year. He's asked for 227.5 to open his account. Here he comes.
Good lift on 1.
That's a nice easy squat. You don't want to be tiring yourself out with your opener. You want to get a nice easy one in, gets you on the board, then you can't have any drama, and then you can execute your plan. You can take a big jump to your second, but it's great to have a confidence builder to get on the board. Natribor from Slovenia, 230 kilos. Squatted 245 at Slovenian Nationals in June. Nice and easy there. I'm getting a lot of my information from openipf.org, where you can look at all the training history and competition history of these athletes. But if you want to follow the live score sheet, which is really helpful when you're watching a powerlifting competition, you can do that at goodlift.info. This is room 2. Ilya Moshkin, ROC. Has called for 242.5 kilos. Listed PB is 260. You definitely don't want to be walking out for a PB on your first attempt. Debs looks nice, keeps his back position very well. And that's 3 whites for him. So because we're running 2 flights here, the first flight will do squat 1, squat 2, squat 3, and then flight B will come out and do squat 1, squat 2, squat 3. Andrew Blackwood, Ireland. Ireland have brought quite a big team this time, much bigger than usual, I think, and they are having a great week. Here's Andrew. .5 kilo PB. He is coming out for a PB on his first attempt. However, like we've seen with quite a few of the Irish athletes, hasn't put a competition in for a while, and these junior lifters do progress very quickly. That looks super easy. 3 white lights and a competition PB all ready for Andrew Blackwood. And we are through to round 2 of the squat in Flight A. So this is Mustafa Yasiliot again. Open with 200, gone up to 215. Needs to get out on the platform a little bit early. There's a bit of a pinch point as you come through the wings there. And of course, 60 seconds from the second that bar loaded is called, you have to have started your squat. Now it does, 60 seconds is a long time to start a squat. However, if you have to re-rack the bar for any reason, if your knees aren't locked, then you will be under quite a bit of time pressure. But he's here, he's under the bar, this is 215. Has to put in some work to bring that up. Nevertheless, that's a good lift. And now we have Dolzhenko from Ukraine. Only just into this class, moved up this year. Listed PB is 230 and this squat will match it. Strong. Good lift for Mark Dolzhenko. Jakub Florilius next for 230. We're not going to talk too much about positions in Flight A because Flight B is also the same weight class, and the way this is split, the lighter openers are in Group A and the heavier openers are in Group B. Florilius now for 230. He has that little movement at the top. It gives me a little bit of concern that the referees might interpret that as up and down movement, but he's absolutely fine. That's 3 white lights. And we have John Vortel from the Netherlands next for 237.5. 21 years old, he's a mechanical engineer. Here's John. Still a little way below his stated PB.
Bars loaded on 2, good lift on 1, 2 to 1. Just hold on a second on platform 1, please. Bear with us a second on platform 1.
Quite an efficient squat.
Loaded on 1.
No deviation of position. Nate Ribold next from Slovenia. He has asked for 242.5 kilos, gone up 12.5. He's just below his PB now. Only been competing for 2 years.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1. Good lift on
That
2,
looked
2 to
comfortable
1.
for the weight, but you can see there we've got 1 red light, and below the red light is a little indicator, a little coloured indicator to say what the category of fail was. On squat, red is always for depth, failure to achieve the required depth. The hip crease must pass below the top of the knee, so you must break through parallel. Parallel's not good enough. But that was a good lift. 2 to 1 is good enough, and quite often you do get a different verdict from the different sides. If the lifter sinks to one side or the other, it can look very different. Alexander Karason next.
Good lift on 1.
$245.
Loaded on 1.
Very strong. That was a nice squat.
Good lift on 2.
Ilya Moshkin, ROC,
Loaded on 2.
is looking for 250 kilos. Quarter of a metric ton.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
Good lift for Ilya. And here's Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, one of 2 Irish lifters in this group.
Loaded on 2.
Open with 245, gone up to 262.5.
Good lift on 1.
So we have 2 Irish lifters in this group. You can own, that's the maximum number of lifters you have. Each country gets to send 1 team in each age class. That's 1 lifter per weight category. But you can drop 1 category and send 2 lifters in another, and that's what Ireland's done here. Sinks it in. Little bit of effort to come up, but I think he's got more in the tank there. 2 to 1, a good lift. One of the referees indicating lack of depth.
Loaded on 2.
And those are the standings as we go into round 2. You can see there's a whole group of lifters there that haven't come out yet for their first squat. Mustafa Yesilyurt from Turkey.
Good lift on 1.
Took a 15 kilo increase, he's gone up another 10. Always a big milestone when you put another red plate on.
Loading on 1.
Oh, and that is a difficult squat, but he has managed to push through it. That's an absolutely perfect third squat. Nothing more would have gone. That was extremely well judged.
Loading on 2.
Mark Dolzhenko, Ukraine. Only gone up 5 kilos. And he's lost his balance. That is a difficult one. He's done the right thing. He's stayed with the bar. He's given the spotters all the possible help he could. It's so hard when the athlete goes over backwards. But the spotters kept him safe, got him back in the rack. And that is a no lift for Dolzhenko. He leaves him with the best of 230. Jakob Plurilius, Norway.
Loading on 2. Good lift on 1.
Nice. Might have had a little bit more there too, but that's 235 for Jakob Plurilius.
Loading on 1.
John Vortel next. 245 kilos on the bar.
45 seconds on 1.
The graphic shows the rankings. This moves from 5 to 3, but don't forget we've got a whole other bunch of lifters to come out in this same class. So we're going to take no notice of that for the moment. Walks it out, I can hear him growling to himself.
Good lift on 1.
And that's a tough one, but he keeps his position really well, keeps tight, doesn't let the weight get away from him, and is rewarded with a successful lift. 245 for Vortel.
Loading on 2.
Nate Ribold next from Slovenia for 250. Gives himself a bit of encouragement on the way to the bar. This is a 5 kilo PB attempt. Drives it up, pushes his knees out, but did not quite make the required depth. That leaves him with the best of 242.5. And we have Moshkin looking for 252.5. He's only gone up 2.5 kilos. To wide stance. Gets that up, and that is a good lift for Moshkin. Alexander Karason from Iceland. Taken quite a big jump. He's gone 227.5, 245, and he's now asked for 257.5.
Loaded on 2, now loaded on 2. Good lift on 1.
Came up strongly. Was it deep enough? 2 to 1 it was. That's a good lift for Carrison. Coming out now is Andrew Blackwood. His PB was 242.5 less than an hour ago, and here he is coming out for 270. You can hear the sport in the crowd from the Irish team. We've got several lifters here today.
Good lift on 1.
Again, looks strong. Was it depth? It was not. Cut it just a little bit shy. I think he just about got to parallel, did not manage to break through. So that leaves him with the best of 262.5 kilos as we move into the second flight of 93 juniors. First out will be Alfredo Orsini from Italy. Another lifter right at the top of the age class. He's 23 years old, so he'll be a senior next year. Opening just a... No, he's only at 240, so it's a fair chunk under his PB.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
Very nice indeed. That's a great lift. It didn't let the weight get away from him. He, I think he's just waved at the table that he's not taking any more. Maybe I misinterpreted that. No, I can see he's been marked as not taking any more lifts, which that seemed quite easy. He didn't seem to, the weight didn't seem to trouble him much, so I'm not quite sure why that would be. But anyway, there he goes. We won't see Alfredo Orsini again. Benjamin Rastum from Norway is on the platform. He is looking for 247.5 for his opener. Squatted 276 at Norwegian Nationals. So that's why that looked so easy. He has squatted quite a lot more. A big problem in the COVID, with the COVID situation is that a lot of competitions have been compressed into quite a short timetable. So a lot of these lifters have done their nationals only a few weeks ago. Here's Nico Lappi. Looking for 250 kilos. He squatted 270 at Finnish Nationals in August. That's a very wide stance. Pushes his knees out, because it gets a little bit of knee cave as he goes down from that angle. But the weight was super easy for him. That was a very comfortable opener. Next up, Mattis Svensson
Loaded
from
on
the
2.
home nation has called for 255 to be loaded to the bar for his
Deadlift on
opening
1, 2 to
attempt.
1. Loaded on 1.
You always get a lot of support for the home nation.
2 attempts remain to change over.
Quite a few of the Swedish team lifting today, so we do have a few members of the team in the audience. Pushes just down into depth. Well, from my angle it looked good, and from the referee's angle it looked good too. That's a good opening lift for Svensson.
Loaded on 2, no lift on
Paul
1,
Egger
not
next
loaded.
from Austria.
That's why we applaud them. Lincoln, you missed that.
Opening with 255.
Bar loaded on 1. Last chance to change openers on 1. Last chance.
Very deep squat. Strong lift.
Good lift on 2.
Guillaume Parisot out next.
No lift
From
on
France.
1, 2 to 1. Good lift on bar loaded on 2.
He is looking for 265 to open his account. He's still got his headphones, yeah, getting rid of your earbuds. Not going to be able to hear the referee's commands with those in.
Loaded on 1.
Here he comes for 265. Got 272.5 at French Nationals in July. First international competition, as it is for a lot of these junior lifters.
No more changes. Thank you, Saturn.
Absolutely nerve-wracking. Very low bar position, which meant he needs to sit back with that. He's got quite long femurs. There he goes. Now, was that deep enough? What do the referees say? They say it was not.
2, good lift on 1.
Failed to achieve the required depth. So, he needs to calibrate now and just understand that he needs to push down a little bit further.
Loaded on 2.
Oluwa Demilolo Fashuranti, Dami,
Loaded on 1.
as the team call him, is out now for Ireland for 270 kilos. Here he comes. Has a little bit of a ritual as he comes to the bar. Seems a little bit soft into the bar, not quite locked out. That's a tough opener. See what the referees make of it. No, just not quite deep enough. Unfortunately, he didn't look strong under the bar. He looked shaky. He needs to come out and get that again, and just sink it just that little bit further. Yulong Lee from Sweden. Opening with 270. Here we go. Oh, that's lovely. That's a beautiful squat. Depth for sure. And didn't deviate from his position one bit. Just pushed that bar straight upwards. Richmond Baden now from France. 272.5. And here's some support from the French crowd.
Good lift on 1.
Of course, we can't have spectators here due to COVID restrictions, but the team that is lifting here today and weighing in for the next session will be here giving their support.
Loaded on 1.
Seemed like a bit of a nervous start to the descent, but the ascent was very strong. 2 to 1. 2 to 1 a good lift. I wonder if that yellow card was for that little movement at the top of the squat. There's a number of failures for the yellow, so it's often a bit hard to pick out what the yellow card is for.
Loaded on 2.
Matthew Wiener. Or Wiener Matthew, actually. He's asked for 280.
Loaded on 1.
Very assured. Very nice squat there. And now we have the final squat in this group, I think. Gavin Aiden.
Loaded on 2.
Lifting for US Virgin Islands. And looking for 310 kilos for his opening squat. I can see that he squatted 327.5 at Raw Nats in June.
Loaded on 1.
This is last year as a junior. He's going to want to maximise his potential here. But it's his first international. Careful walkout. Now that was certainly strong. I'm not certain of depth from my angle, and neither are the referees. I think it just about hit parallel, didn't go any further. So whatever plan he had is now in the bin, and they have to react. I expect they'll put the same weight on again. It would be very, very risky to do anything else, even though the weight was well within his capabilities.
Loaded on 2.
So we have 3 lifters in this flight yet to make a successful squat. Alfredo Orsini, he has come out again, that's good. I thought it was odd that he would scratch at this point when his opener looked comfortable. I must have misinterpreted his comment to the table. But we're glad to see him. Orsini of Italy. 255.
Oh, well caught, loaders.
No lift.
Well caught, good work. No lift on 2.
No lift there. He gets another crack at that. And in the meantime, this is Benjamin Rastum. From Norway. Open with 247.5. He's taken a decent jump to 265.
Good lift on 1.
We can start to believe the rankings we're seeing in the top bar of that graphic now, because we have the full, everyone's got attempted their opening squat. Looked kind of like he was going for the command there, but he did get the command before he squatted. That was a really fast descent, but it certainly didn't get. One of the problems when you have a really fast descent like that is you can come up slightly off balance and it's be slightly rushed. But that was a beautiful squat and a good lift. Paul Egger from Austria, gone up 10 kilos, 265. Starting to see the rankings falling into place now, but 3 of the heaviest openers will have to be repeated.
Loaded on 1.
Squatting in deadlift slippers.
Good lift on 2.
Clearly suits him, that's a good lift. It's entirely a matter of personal preference, whether you squat in flats or heels. Heels do help if you've got limited ankle mobility. Matthias Svensson.
Good lift on 1, 2 to 1.
265 kilos. This matches his current PB. Good depth, but that's a tough one for a second. Didn't let him boss him around. He kept his position, kept his back tight, kept driving. And that's a good lift. Dami Fasciaranti next. He did not get this on his first attempt. He just did not look comfortable under the bar. So there's some great coaches out there. They'll have given him a talking to. They're going to send him out with some confidence. And just sink this a little bit further.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
Gets the start command. I'm not sure from my angle whether or not that will have been. No. I don't really think that was any different to the first one. He's really going to have to just push down into depth. Really under pressure now.
Loaded on 2.
It's awful walking out for your third squat with nothing on the board. I can tell you from experience. Guilherme Parisot next, also failed his opener. He's decided to go up 5 kilos.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1. Bars loaded on 1.
No, I don't think he got to depth either. This is such a shame when some of the heavier squatters, some of the biggest lifters in the competition, don't make their openers.
Loaded on 2.
Nico Lappi from Finland. He's gone up 20 kilos to 270.
Come on. Let's go, guys. Go. Let's take it.
Good lift on 1, 2 to 1.
Yes. Come on. Yeah.
Shouting his own encouragement.
Go.
Couldn't be more fired up.
Loaded on 1.
I think his hips just shot up a little bit early there and got him out of position. The weight came forward, which tipped him over, and it was game over. You know, I think he's got a decent chance if he can get his technique spot on of getting that on his third attempt. Yulong Lee, home country.
Loaded on 2.
He is in third place with his opening squat of 270. This will push him out a little bit further. But let's not forget that Gavin Aiden has yet to make his second attempt at 310. So this is Yulong Lee, currently keeping the squat bronze medal warm. Oh, he's got a little bit out of shape there, but he looked strong. Kept it under control, kept his calm, and was rewarded with 3 white lights. Richmond Baden. He competed at the, he won his class at the European Unis in August. Squatted 265 at that competition. This is a long way up.
Now 300 on the bar on the wall. And 30 seconds remain. Alexander Hanho, Ukraine. Unusual but not unknown to run the clock on your first squat.
Nice positive pop out of the racks. It's great when you take the weight out and it feels light. Gives you confidence for the squat to come. Depth looked a little bit conservative. Did it go in? No, it did not. So that is no lift on depth. Boehner Matthew from Canada was successful with 280. Has asked for 292.5. See from the graphic, this will move him up to gold medal position. This puts him in a strong place. Nice. That looked good to me. What do the referees think? They think that's a good lift. And now we have Gavin Aiden. US Virgin Islands.
Loaded on 1, loaded on 2.
Did not take this to depth on his opener. It's an experienced lifter. I'm sure he can just sink that down a little bit, but he was certainly very strong. The weight is well within his capabilities. But it's no use standing up with it if you did not get down far enough.
Good lift on 1.
Gets the squat command. Let's see how this goes. Oh, it looked better. It definitely looked better. And that's a good lift. He's on the board. He's gone from absolutely nowhere, rocketed into first place on squats. There'll be some relieved Canadian coaches out the back there. So these are the standings as we go into the third round. We can't quite see the Canadian lifter at the top of the table there, but we know he's there. And Matthew and then Lee trailing a little bit behind. Long way to go in this competition yet. Alfredo Orsini missed this last time.
Loaded on 1.
Yeah. He's that looked good. 3 white lights. That gives him a best of 255.
Loaded on 2.
Dami Fasciaranti now, really under pressure, coming out for the third time with nothing on the board. He has not looked comfortable on the platform today.
this one to stay in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's hear it. Come on,
He
Danny.
is taking the bar to about parallel, but he really needs to push down as far as he can.
Deep now, Danny, deep. Loaded on one.
Okay, here we go. To stay in the competition.
Come on, Danny, easy weight. You got this. Deep, deep, deep.
Yes, yes, that's depth, that's depth. Can he stand up with it? I think he's got it. That's 3 white lights and a good lift for Dami Fasciaranti. The coach is shaking his head if he walks off the platform. You can see the relief falling off him. Okay, we have Guillaume Parisot next from France. He is looking for 270. And he is also coming out for the 3rd time with nothing on the board. Let's hope we can keep this lifter in the competition as well. Of course, he could continue, if he didn't make a squat, he could continue to bench and deadlift, but he would not be able to make a total or contest for the overall places, which would be a shame because prognosis has him sitting at 3rd. So, get tight, get the command, take it all the way down, and he's standing up, he's driving it up, but you know what? I don't think that was depth. It was not. So that's no lift for Guillaume Parisot. He cannot make a total now. Really promising young lifter. He could have made the podium overall, so that's a real shame. Nico Lappi coming out for his 2nd attempt at 270. This moves him up quite a few places. Of course, we'll see some changing around because there's still quite a few lifters to come out for their final squat. He's driven it up, but I'm not sure about the depth. No, 2-1, no lift. 2-1 in a bad way. That leaves him with the best of 250. As we go through now to Matthias Svensson, 272.5. Just outside the medals on squad, but of course it's not all about single lift medals. This is about building a total towards the overall prize, playing the long game and coming out with a World Championship title. Nice, that is a very well judged 3rd attempt. 272.5 for Svensson. Same weight now for Paul Egger. When 2 lifters call for the same weight, the lowest lot number goes first. Lot numbers are assigned randomly at weigh-in. But if 2 lifters lift the same weight, the lighter body weight takes the win. So here's Paul Egger from Austria, looking for 272.5. Depth looked good, and that's a strong squat. Great performance today from Paul Egger. Benjamin Rastum of Norway next. Coming out to match his PB at 275. He's taking some quite big jumps. The danger of taking big jumps is that if you miss one, you go back a long way. But if you take close attempts, you're tiring yourself out with big weights. So it's a balance to be struck. So this is 275. We'll move him up to 4th
I'm guessing that handhold
for
on
the
one
moment.
is not at the competition.
Quite a narrow stance. A lot of lifters will struggle to hit depth with that stance, but he certainly didn't. Great lift, 5 red plates there for Braston. And we are at the pointy end. Here's Richmond Baden. He didn't get this last time. If he gets it this time, it will move him up, however temporarily, into 3rd place. He will get his hands on the bronze medal on squat for the moment.
No lift on one. Loaded on one.
He's really in contention for the overall, so he's going to want to get this. Well, that was strong. I'm not certain of the depth. No, just not deep enough. That leaves him with 272.5. And here we're through to the squat podium. Yulong Lee, Sweden. 285 kilos. 21 years old. He's a firefighter and a nursing assistant. As if either of those jobs weren't challenging enough. He's guaranteed the bronze. Won't move up. Deep and strong. 3 white lights and the squat bronze goes to Yulong Lee. Raina Matthew next from Canada. 300 kilos on the bar.
Loaded on 2.
Waiting for the Canadian lifter to come out. He has looked very strong. Having a good day today.
Loaded on 1.
Very strong. I have to think there's a little bit more there, to be honest. And that gets him the silver medal on squat in the junior 93s. So here comes Gavin Aiden, US Virgin Islands. Missed 310 on his first attempt, nailed it on his second. This is 320.
No lift on 1, 2 to 1. Bar loaded on 2. Bar loaded on 1.
This is a huge lift for a junior 93. Takes his time. Still 25 seconds on the clock.
Good lift on 1.
What is the verdict for no, unfortunately. Still, it leaves him with the best of 310, and that was enough to take the squat gold. They're the standings as we go into the break. We're going to take a 10-minute break while they reset the platform, and we'll see you back here for bench. Welcome back to the IPF Classic World Championships. We're here at the Atleco headquarters in Halmstad, Sweden. We have the junior 93 kilo lifters. We're running this as two groups. We've seen some really huge lifts this morning from these young lifters. This is platform 2. You can follow all the action, including the live score sheets, at goodlift.info. We have the 83 and 105 kilo lifters, junior lifters, on the platform behind me, platform 1. You can watch both platforms on YouTube or Goodlift and follow the score sheets on Goodlift. My name's Joe Whiteley. It's been my absolute pleasure to commentate on this platform and on this session today. We are into the bench press now, and we're going to have Mustafa Yeşilyurt from Turkey. And we have the bar is loaded on platform 2. Okay, here we go. This is Mustafa. He's opening his account at 120. His PB is 145.
10-minute break on 1. 120 on the bar on 2.
Easy. I thought for a second he was going for the rack before he got the rack command, but that was an easy press. You have to hold the bar at extension until you get the start commander. You won't get that until all the referees are happy that your start position is correct. Your feet must be flat on the floor, your butt down on the bench, and your head must stay in contact too. Nate Ribol from Slovenia. $140 kilos on the bar. This is second international. He competed at the 2020 European Universities just before lockdown. Strong lift.
3 whites, good lift for Ribol. 145 on the bar, Andrew Blackwood, Ireland.
We have Andrew Blackwood from Ireland coming out next.
Bars loaded, 145 kilos for Andrew Blackwood.
Just explaining exactly what he requires from the handoff. Second international for this lifter too. He competed at the European Classic in 2019 as a sub-junior. Great opener there for Andrew Blackwood.
155, next right on that, Mark Dolchenko, Ukraine. Bars loaded, 155 kilos to Mark.
Here comes Mark Dolchenko, Ukraine. Opening at 155. This is already 5 kilos above his stated PB. That was lovely. Very controlled, took it straight to the chest. Motionless immediately. You won't get the press command until that bar is motionless on your chest. Can't be bouncing around. And that was a great lift. John Vortel next. For 160 to match his current PB. First international competition. I've just spotted that the lifter from US Virgin Islands is opening on a world record. Let's hope that's not an ambitious move. John Vortel on the platform with 160. Nice. Very good.
Good lift for
3 white lights.
170 next weight along Alexander Carlson, Iceland.
Alexander Carlson from Iceland. Next 3 lifters out have all requested 170.
Alexander Carlson of Iceland.
Here comes Alexander. Clock is ticking. That was a great bench. Set his arch lovely and high. Had a short range of motion.
Good lift, 2 to 1, 170 kilos to Alexander.
2 to 1. A blue on bench can either be for downward movement of the bar or for lockout. I don't think there was any downward movement of the bar, so that must have been for lockout from one of the side referees.
Bars loaded, 177.5 for Florelius.
However, 2 to 1 is good enough, and that was a good lift. Jakob Florelius next. Norway. 177.5. Grinds his shoulders into the bench there. We've got these beautiful brand new Eleiko combo racks with a sticky pad to keep your shoulders fixed in place. He is not getting start command. Yes, he's got it. No.
Not on this occasion. That is no lift.
So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just nerves, maybe just lost his position a little bit, but that didn't go anywhere.
Last chance to change over.
Ilya Moshkin, ROC.
Bar loaded onto Ilya Moshkin, Russian Olympic Committee.
Coming out for 180 kilos. This is a big bench. Moshkin is in Group A, but this could take a medal in bench press. Now, you can see there was a fair bit of leg drive there. I don't have a good angle to see whether his butt came up, but the referees do have, and they say it did not.
120 next weight bar, Mustafa of Turkey.
Mustafa Yesilya, we're through to the second round now. And Mustafa Yesilya is coming out for 135. This is a big jump on bench press. He's gone from 120 to 135.
Bars loaded. Loaded on 2.
And that was certainly the right move. Probably just putting it in a really easy one in for his opener, which is very sensible indeed.
2 minutes to lift off on 1.
Nate
Loaded
Rebol
on 2.
for 145. Yeah, his opener didn't look super easy, so taking a small jump is a good move here. That was strong. It's a difficult job for the coaches sometimes. If the lifter comes out and makes the lift look hard, even if it was a small technical error, the coach isn't going to have the confidence to give them a big increase. So as a lifter, you also, as well as convincing the referees that you've made a good lift, you need to convince the coach that you can do more. And if you make a bit of a mess out of your lift, they will reduce the increment they give you for the next one. Andrew Blackwood. Opener looked great. He's gone up 7.5 kilos. And his second looks great as well. Nice work there for Blackwood. And we have Mark Dolzhenko. Only gone up 2.5 kilos.
Bar loaded on 2.
That is quite a small increase. I mean, sometimes this happens because the coach doesn't get to the table in time. You have 60 seconds after the good lift or bad lift is called to get to the table with your next attempt, or they will give you a standard 2.5 kilo increment. These Ukrainian coaches are very experienced though, so. That looked relatively comfortable for Dolzhenko, so maybe we'll see a bigger increase now. John Vortel. Open at 160, got up to 172.5.
Bar loaded on 2.
We're still in Flight A, so we won't look at the rankings yet until we move through.
One vote remains on 1. We don't have a vote on 1. Centre referee, no vote. Good lift on 1.
Vortel is taking quite a bit of time on the platform here. He's only got 20 seconds left, but he gets the command.
Bar loaded on 1.
Had a little bit of difficulty at lockout there. Yeah, the
2 to 1.
that's 2 to 1, no lift. That's Piotr Vandenhoek is going to the jury about that, but that was no lift, 2 to 1 on lockout. Jakob Plurilius, Norway. Missed his first time out. He set up, he had quite a high arch and he set up his lift, but then it just wouldn't go anywhere, so it's a bit hard to understand exactly what happened.
Bar loaded on 1.
Self lift out. It moved on the chest. I'm not sure what the referees will make of that. Yeah, I think the referee saw that it was moving around on the chest and it had gone up and down a little bit as he gave the press command. But the side referees get a very different view.
Loaded on 2.
And that was a good lift, 2 to 1. Alexander Carrison next with 180. We're through to some. These are big numbers, big weights for junior lifters to be holding above their face. This is a 5 kilo PB for Alexander. Short range of motion, strong press. That's a great bench for Alexander.
Loaded on 2.
Here's Moshkin, benched 180 for his opener. He's gone up to 185. This could well challenge for bench press medals. One of the side referees is not giving the command, so he's been asked to replace the bar. It's difficult in a noisy environment for the lifter to understand that he's been given the replace command.
Good lift on one. No lift on
So that
two.
was no lift. He could not achieve the correct starting position to the satisfaction of the referees. And so that was no lift. Here's where we're up to. This is the first flight, so we are round to the third round of bench for the first flight.
Bar loaded on two.
Mustafa Yesiliyat from Turkey took a big jump from 120 to 135. He's only gone up 5 kilos for this one. And he's got to put some work in, but that looks like a good bench.
Good lift on two. Loaded on two.
Nate Trebolt from Slovenia now for 150. These have not looked very easy. And of course, you know, if it was easy, anyone could do it. Self-lift out. A lot of lifters prefer the self-lift out because it gives them some consistency when they're competing internationally, but that is just too heavy today. Leaves him with the best of 145.
No lift on two. Good lift on one.
Andrew Blackwood having a good day.
Bar loaded on two.
His benches have looked very good so far. This is 157 kilos. 157.5. Oh, and it just didn't quite go. It looked like it was moving fast off the chest, but it hit a wall and would not go to lockout. So that leaves him with a best of 152.5 on bench.
Good lift on one.
Here's Dolzhenko, 160.
Bar loaded on one. Bar is not level. Bar's not level on platform one. Please level the bar. Please reset the clock on one, please. Please.
Quite a flared bench style.
Okay, we're good.
Hardly any tuck at all.
Loaded on
That was a
one.
good lift for Dolzhenko.
Good lift on two.
And we have Vortel coming out next for another attempt at 172.5. It was a big jump up from his opener at 160.
Bar's loaded on two. Loaded on two. Good lift on
He
one.
failed his last time on lockout, 2-1 decision. So he's going to have to make sure his elbows are locked and his arms are straight at the completion of the lift. It's going. I thought that had stopped, but it has gone all the way. What do the referees make of it? They say no lockout again.
Blues, I'm afraid, on two.
So that leaves him with the best of 160. I can see Piotr van den Hoek is going to the jury again. He didn't get anywhere last
Good
time.
lift on one.
we have Ilya Moshkin, ROC, coming out for another attempt at 185.
Loaded on one.
Moshkin, the clock is ticking. He's not appeared yet.
Olympic Committee. Are you there, Ilya? Maybe he's running the clock.
He failed this last time out, so perhaps he has decided not to waste his energy
30 seconds
on trying it again. And in that situation, it's considered, oh no, here he is. But if a lifter does scratch, it is considered courteous to put an attempt in so that it doesn't reduce the amount of time the other lifters have to recover. But here he is, 185. Lots of leg drive, but he can't quite press it home. Leaves him with the best of 180. Jakob Florelius, Norway.
On two, bar loaded on one. Good lift on one. No more changes on two.
Short range of motion, but he couldn't keep it steady on his chest. He pressed before the command, and that was no lift. Leaves him with the best of 177.5.
Loaded on one.
Alexander Karason has gone up a full 10 kilos. He's gone up to 190. 170, 180, 190. This is a huge bench. Most of the lifters in the second group are not benching anything like this. This could well put him on the bench podium.
Loaded on one.
He got it off his chest and he is driving it home. I think he took that to lockout. I think he got that. 2-1. That is a good lift. 190 kilos for the Icelandic lifter. Wow. So those are the standings now as we go into the second group. Paul Egger is going to lead us out from Austria. He's asked for 145 kilos to be loaded to the bar. Here he is.
Good lift on one. Loaded on one.
That looked very comfortable. He lifted it in Helsingborg the last time this competition was held. Took 11th place at that competition. He's going to be looking to move that up this time. Nico Lappi
Loaded on two.
from Finland. Also asked for 145.
Good lift on one.
Very nice. That looked very easy. First international competition for Nico.
On two.
Vena Matthew coming out next.
Loaded on two.
Took the silver on squat.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
Strong lift. Lifting without wrist straps. Not totally unusual. The vast majority of lifters do. We have 152.5 kilos on the bar now for Matthias Svensson.
Loaded on 2.
Home nation lifter. Stated PB of 160.
Good lift on 1.
Good lift for Svensson. Benjamin Rastum next, from Norway.
Loaded on 2.
Has requested 157.5. Very easy bench there for Rastum.
No lift on 1, 2.
And we have Yulong Lee coming out next for 170. Only 21 years old, but been competing for 4 years already.
Loaded on 1.
Been lifting a while, but this is his first international. Won his class at the Swedish Bench Nationals in, it's only 3 weeks ago. And that was a good lift. Alfredo Orsini, also 170.
Loaded on 1.
Just sorting out his wrist wraps before he comes out. You have to adjust everything before you come out onto the platform. The only thing you can adjust on the platform is your belt. Nice. That's a great bench from the Italian lifter. Big nods from the coach there. I should think so too. Super easy.
Loaded on 1, loaded on 2.
Guillaume Parisot next from France. He did not make a successful squat, unfortunately. Could not achieve the required depth. But he's a big bencher, coming out for 172.5. Taking the maximum permitted width grip. Your forefingers must cover the rings, they can't be outside it. Strong. Good opener.
Good lift on 2.
Good lift for Parisot.
Loaded on 1.
Irish lifter out next. Dami Fasciaranti. Struggled a little bit on squat. And he's had a moment to settle down and come out for bench. Clearly a big bencher. He's opening at 175. 3 red plates. Coached today by Jay Ferrant with a glitzy bum bag. So here we go, 175 kilos for Dami Fasciaranti.
2 to 1, 2 to 1, good lift, on 1.
Controlled descent.
Loading on 1.
And easy press. He had to do a little bit of work to bring that through the sticking point, but it was certainly well within his capabilities, and he's on the board. Richmond Baden next.
Loaded 2.
For 177.5. Stated PB is 187.5.
Good lift on 1.
Settles himself down.
Loading on 1.
Won't get the start command until his butt is down on the bench. Nice, that's lovely. Really controlled descent, held it tight on the chest and pushed it straight to lockout. One more bench opener, and it's a massive one. This is 205 kilos. This is the junior world record.
World junior record.
It's a brave move, opening on a world record.
No lift on 1. Come on, US! Come on, everyone! This young man is going for a world junior record on his opening bench press. Bars loaded on 1.
So it is. Squat didn't go too well for him. He only got 1 out of the 3. Look at that. It's always worrying when a lifter opens on a record, but they clearly knew what they were doing there. That is a new world junior record for Gavin Aiden. Okay, so we can kind of see how the positions now in bench press as well as in the overall. Obviously, Aiden is leading the bench battle. Alexander Karasson from Iceland is currently in 2nd place, and Moshkin at ROC is in 3rd place. But we have a long way to go yet to settle those positions. Here's Paul Egger for 150 kilos.
.45 seconds on 1, Great Britain.
Slow and steady. I don't imagine he'll put much more on that. I think he'll take a 2.5 kilo increase after that. It wasn't too easy. Nico Lappi next for 155. He's gone up 10 kilos.
Loading on 2. Three whites, good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
Grinding his shoulders into the bench. Wants to get a really good base on his lats. They're telling him to get his feet flat, and he did, so he gets the start command. It's a tough press, but I think he's got it. 3 white lights. Not too much more on the bar there for his next one though, I don't think.
Bar is loaded on
Same
one.
weight.
Bar is loaded on
Being a
two.
Matthew. 155.
Three attempts remain on one to change openers.
I can see that Gavin Hayden took a world record with his opener and put 10 kilos on it. Some really incredible lifting here. But we've got Vayner Matthew for 155. Very flared style, no tuck at all. Whether or not you tuck on the bench, but by that I mean you tuck your elbows in and really pull your lats tight in. It really depends on whether you're tricep dominant or pec dominant in the press. All these things come down to individual anatomy and personal preference. Matthias Svensson, 157.5. Only gone up 5 kilos. Strong press. Good lift for Svensson. Benjamin Rastum, 167.5.
Loaded on one.
Took a 10 kilo jump from his opener. Lovely, very easy.
Last chance. Deadlift on two.
Next up we have Yulong Lee.
Deadlift on one. No more changes on one. Bar loaded on two. Bar loaded on two.
Yulong is in the running for the overall position. A little bit down the rankings on bench. You can't be good at the top of every lift. Well, most people aren't anyway. Took the bronze on squats. And took 175 for a ride for his second. That was a good lift. Alfredo Orsini of Italy. Looking for 177.5. 7.5 kilo increase on his opener.
Loaded on one.
That was a strong press from Alfredo.
Welcome loaders, no lift on one. That's a good lift on two.
And we have Dami Fasciaranti next. Open at 175, he's gone up 5 kilos to 180. Clock is ticking for Dami, here he comes. This will move him up into the bronze medal position. drives it up, had some work to do to get that through the sticking point. But that's a good lift for Dammy. Puts him in the bronze medal position for now.
Loaded on 2.
However, here's Guillermo Pariseau for the same weight. However, he's heavier than Dammy, so he will not take the advantage. He has the higher lot number, so he came out for the same weight second. But he's heavier on body weight. He did bomb on squat, but he can still take medals in bench and deadlift.
Good lift on 1.
That looked like a good lift with a bit more in the tank there. That puts him up into 4th on bench, and he is challenging the Irish lifter now for that bench podium.
Loaded on 2.
Richmond Baden. Open with 177.5. He's gone up to 185. He needs this. This will move him up to 2nd place in bench. I'm sorry, 3rd place. We have slightly more lifters than I can fit on a screen at one time, so it's hard to keep track of everyone. Ah, of course, it's the Icelandic lifter from the first group, benched 190. So that's the guy that's in 2nd place currently. Fascianti is on the podium for the moment. But this will knock him off. Very slow, tight, controlled descent. And shoots up off the chest. Good lift. So that puts the French lifter on the podium for the moment. He's keeping that 3rd step warm. But here's the man with the world junior record, and he's looking to knock that 10 kilos up the road. Gavin Aiden. 215 kilos as a junior 93 kilo lifter. This is a huge weight.
Come on, Gavin, let's see this. He set it with his last lift.
His opener looked really quite comfortable.
Bars loaded on 1.
So let's hope he hasn't overextended by going up a full 10 kilos. You generally see people chip world records by half a kilo, not smash them out of the water with 10 or 15. And it's hard. I think he's got it. 3 white lights, and that is 2:15 for a new junior world record. But I don't think he's got much more to come there. So here's our standing is at the minute. Aiden from Lee from Baden in the overall position. But then we have Aiden from Harrison to Baden in the bench press competition. You can see in the blue there, those are the podiums. That's the podium in the current lift.
Loaded on 1.
And here we are in the 3rd round of bench. Paul Egger, 152.5, taking a very small increment for his 3rd. Self lifts out, sets a high arch. Keeps his chest up as he brings the bar down to it, and he fought that to a standstill, but it just would not go. 150 kilos for Paul Egger from Austria.
20 seconds on 1.
Matthias Svensson next.
Raise the bar, please. Loaded on 2.
For 160.
Loaded on 2. Loaded on 2. Start the clock, please, on 2. The clock on 2, please. Thank you.
One of 2 Swedish lifters in this group.
Bar loading on 1.
Strong third lift for Svensson, 160 kilos.
Good lift on 2. Can we substitute the referee on platform 1, please? Bars loaded on 2.
Here we go for Nico Lappi. 160, he's gone up 5 kilos.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
That was a little bit hesitant on the descent. I think he got a little bit offline, but he still managed to keep control of the weight and press it out. And that's all that matters. You get no points for style in powerlifting. Bina Matthew now.
Loaded on 2.
Opened at 145, went up all the way to 155, and he's taken another 7.5 kilos for 162.5.
Centre light, Bill, if you would mind. Bill, centre light, thanks, mate. Good lift on 1. Bar loaded on 1.
It's slow, but it's moving. That's a good lift, and it was right on the limit. That's absolutely perfect to get your third lift, and there wouldn't have been another 2.5 kilos there. Very well judged. Benjamin Rastum from Norway.
Bar loaded on 2.
He's taken quite a big jump for his third. He's gone 10 kilos up from his first and then taken another 7.5 kilos. 3 red plates on the bar. What can he do?
Bar loaded on 1.
That's a good lift for Rastum. And now we have the man that's in overall third place right now. He's asked for 180 kilos. This won't quite get him on the bench podium. We're playing the long game here. He's going to be looking for the overall. In the meantime, this is a huge 180 kilo bench. And that looked relatively comfortable. 2 to 1, a good lift. 2 to 1 is fine.
Good lift, 2 to 1 on 2.
Now we have Dami Fasciaranti for 182.5.
Bars loaded on 2.
400 pounds.
Bar loaded on 2. Bar loaded
Clock
on
is
2.
ticking for Dami Fasciaranti from Ireland.
Bar loaded on 1. Can we start the clock, please?
Here he comes.
The lift is already on the platform and taking the bar. The clock's still saying 1 minute.
This won't quite get him on the podium. No lift there for Dami. Leaves him with the best of 180.
No lift on 2. Okay, we're loaded on 1.
And
Loaded on 1.
we have Guillaume Parisot next from France. Asking for 185. Sitting in 6th place, this will move him ahead of Dami in the bench press competition.
Good lift on one.
Parry Soph with 185. No, that's not going. So that leaves him
No lift on two.
with the best of 180. And we have Alfredo Orsini coming out next for 187.5. This will move him ahead of Baden for the minute, but Baden will then get the opportunity to respond. So this is for provisional possession of the bronze medal on bench.
Loading on one.
Yes! That looks like a great lift for Orsini. No, the referees disagree. They say he did not lock it out. The blue failure on bench means that he did not manage to lock it out. So that leaves him outside the medals with 177.5. So here we have Baden. He is guaranteed the bronze on bench. He would like to take the silver medal from the Icelandic lifter from the first flight, as he is lighter in body weight. So he's going to bench the same amount. He's at least going to attempt the same amount, 190 kilos.
Good lift on one.
So here we go. This is for the silver medal in bench. Controlled descent. Keeps it tight. And he's pushing it through. He got it all the way up. What do the referees think? No. They think he did not manage to lock it out. He will have to be happy with the bronze medal. Alexander Karasson from Iceland will have been sitting in the back chewing his nails watching that unfold, but he's kept the silver. And now we have Gavin Aiden. His first bench was a World Junior record. His second bench was a World Junior record. He's putting another 7.5 kilos up. Excuse me, it's 2.5 kilos. His second was tough. It was difficult. But why not have a crack at moving that along a bit further? Records for breaking, not for having, but you still want to put it outside the reach of as many people as possible. He got it off the chest, but it wasn't going any further. But he's got a World Junior record, and he has the gold on bench to go with his gold on squat. We're going to take a 10-minute break now, and we will come back for the deadlift. Welcome back to the Deadlift. We're here at the 2021 World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic Powerlifting Championships. We're at the Eleiko headquarters in Halmstad, Sweden, and we're really grateful to Eleiko for inviting us here, providing all this phenomenal equipment and the space for us to have this competition. Grateful as well to SBD, manufacturers of apparel relied upon by strength athletes around the world. And also Strength Log, the Swedish app that allows you to record your workouts and record your PRs. We have the junior 93 kilo men on this platform at the moment, and we are ready to go with deadlift. Here's Ilya Moshkin.
All right, Moshkin, Russian Olympic Committee.
He struggled just a little bit at lockout there, had to pull and pull and pull and pull, and he did get one red light for lockout, but that's 2 to 1. 2 to 1, a good lift. Nate Ribolt next from Slovenia. Coming out for 240 kilos.
Platform 2. Deadlift Flight from Slovakia. Is that Slovenia? Excuse me. Slovenia.
Here's Nate for 240 kilos.
Next lifter, Yarzalo from Finland.
Had to put some work in to break that from the floor. That's quite typical of a sumo deadlift. Have to stay patient and wait for it to break from the floor, and then it shoots up to lockout. That was a good lift. Mustafa Yesiliyot from Turkey. He's opening with 245.
Next weight on the bar, 245 on platform 2. From Turkey, Mustafa.
Here comes Mustafa.
Yes, Laurie. I guess. Yes, yes, Laurie. There you go.
Pulling conventional.
And that lift is. Can't see the light.
Good lift for Mustafa.
We'll lock it out. No lift, platform 1.
And next we have Mark Dolzhenko, Ukraine.
All right, next lift. Taras Melichuk. Platform 1. Platform 2. Bars loaded and ready. For Mark Dolzhenko, Ukraine. Bar loaded and ready. Platform 1. We got 2 battling Ukraine.
Hip throw's a little bit early there, which means you lose some of the power from your quads, but certainly that weight was well within his capabilities. And we have Alexander Karason next. He's in Group 1, but he took the silver medal on bench.
Karason, Iceland, 262.5 kilos.
He's opening his bench press, he's opening his deadlift with 262.5.
That lift is good.
Pulling sumo.
All right. Bar loaded, platform 1. Nicholas Payrod. 200 kilos. 262.5 kilos. Platform 2. Alexander Carson. Nicholas Payrod.
Nice and easy opener there.
24 seconds. Front. That lift is good.
That's a good lift for Karason. And we have Jakob Florelius coming out next from Norway.
Platform 2. All first attempts. Bars loaded and ready. Platform 2.
265 on the bar. His stated PB is 280.
Nicholas Payroll. And that locks that up. And that lift is good. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Jacob Florius. Norway. 265. Fix that right up.
Sits in, nice easy pull.
Fix that right down. Bar loaded at platform 1.
Good lift for Florelius.
Melvin.
And next we have John Vortel from Netherlands.
Now we're going to move the
Opening with 285, stated PB of 300. There's a lot of 300 kilo openers coming up. These are big pulls for 93 kilo junior lifters, some of whom are quite new. John's been lifting for 3 years. Coached by Piotr van den Hoek, who's having a busy week. He's coaching, he's officiating, and he lifted himself. So this is John Vortel with 285. He was losing his grip. Yeah, he put that down before the down command because you could see his right hand was going, the grip was going, he just could not keep hold of it. Andrew Blackwood for 290. He says his deadlift PB is 282.5, but he hasn't actually competed for a while. So here's 290.
Andrew Blackwood, 290, opening attempts.
Pulling hook grip. That was fast. That was a great opener from Andrew Blackwood.
Okay, next week. Okay, download round 2, come action. From the Russian Olympic Committee, 242.5 kilos for Ilya Mashkin. Bar is loaded and ready. Mashkin, Russian Olympic Committee.
Here's Ilya Moshkin, ROC. Oh no, that just wouldn't quite go. He just couldn't quite lock it out. He got 237.5 for his opener, so he's on the board. But 242.5 just would not quite go. Nate Ribol.
Najik Robolia, 252.5 kilos. Robolia, no, Robolia, Najik, Slovenia.
Nate Ribol, Slovenia. Open with 240, he's gone up 12.5 kilos for this. You can see he's using hook grip, where the fingers pin the thumb to the bar. Very painful. 2 to up, that is a good lift. They do say that the nerve dies eventually and it becomes less painful for hook grip, but I don't believe it myself. Mustafa Yesiliyert from Turkey.
Boiling ready for Mustafa Yeltsin.
He's gone up 15 kilos from his opening pull.
260 kilos.
Pulling conventional.
Public of Turkey.
And that is a tough one. Yeah, I think that was too big of a jump from 245. Maybe 255 would have gone, but that did look super hard. He gets another attempt anyway. He can't go down, but he can attempt that weight again. And here comes Dolzhenko from Ukraine. He's also gone up 15 kilos, 250 to 265. Hips rise very early and the legs straighten out, which makes it almost a stiff leg deadlift. But he's a super strong young man and he managed that with no trouble at all. Now we have Jakub Florelius. He's gone up 10 kilos from his opener. He has asked for 275 kilos to be loaded to the bar. That is 5 red plates.
Norway, 275 kilos. Junior, 93 kilo active.
Nice, bit of difficulty lockout there, just in the transition phase. The sumo deadlift shoots up to the knees really quickly, and then you have to pull back into lockout. Here's Alexander Karason from Iceland. He has asked for 280 kilos for his second attempt.
Karason, Iceland, 280 kilos.
Open at 262.5. He's taking a 17.5 kilo jump.
4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining on platform 1. You have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left to turn in your any changes to the opening attempt in the deadlift. Platform 1. Alexander Karason, 280 kilos. Get some. Get some.
280 for Karason from Iceland. That didn't quite look locked out to me. What do the referees think? No, he didn't lock his knees. Your knees must be locked and your shoulders back. He gets another attempt at that. John Vortel, he has not yet made a successful deadlift. He's trying for 285 again. His grip he pulled it easily enough, but he got to the top and his right hand just opened up and he could not hang on to it. So let's see what he can do this time. It can happen if you just don't get your grip set perfectly. And yes, he managed to keep hold of that. 3 white lights, he is on the board. Okay, John Vortel next. He has asked for... Oh, I'm sorry, that was John Vortel. The Irish lifter is coming out now for 305 kilos. This is a huge pull in the 93s. Oh, he made short work of that. That was a very impressive pull. Great lift for Andrew Blackwood. We have Ilya Moshkin next from ROC. He missed 242.5 for his second. Just couldn't quite get it all the way, I think.
No more changes. Platform 1, no more changes. Ilya Moshkin.
So let's see if he can make that this time out. You can see from the graphic, he squatted 252.5, benched 180. He has successfully pulled 237.5, so he's sitting at a 670 total right now.
Yes, sir.
That looked better. Do the referees think so too? Yes, they do. That is a good lift. 242.5 gives him a 675 kilo total. Nate Rabol got up 5 kilos. Went from 240 for his opener to 252 for his second. This is 257.5. We are now cleaning the bar between every attempt, as it's the third round of deadlifts for the first group. Here he comes, got a little bit of encouragement from his coach as he came out. And I think he's got it. The referees think so too. That gives him a 645 kilo total. And now we have Mustafa Yesiliyert. I think he just took too big a jump. He went from 245 all the way up to 260, and it just seemed to be too heavy today. It's not about what you could do in the gym or what you think you might be able to do. It's what you've got in you today. And this is a hard environment. Everyone's travelled. We're all eating unusual food, staying in a different place, and dealing with a different training environment, and it does have its toll on the platform. So that leaves him with a 245 kilo deadlift and a 610 total. Alexander Karason, Iceland. This is his second attempt at 280.
Powerlifting, Mr. Helmet. Powerlifting on platform 2. 280 on the bar for Alexander Harrison. Rada. 245. And yes, Mr. Helmet. Blue white light.
No. Not quite there for Karason today. 262.5 was his best. Leaves him with a 710 total. And we have Jakob Florilius from Norway coming out next for 285.
Powerlifting on platform 1 for Helgi Anar Johnson. Helgi Anar Johnson, Iceland. Bars loaded for Jacob.
He took 265 for his opener.
Norway.
Got 275 for his second. This is 285.
Put that right up. Put that right there. Nice lift on platform 1.
He's struggling with it, but it's not quite there today. Leaves him with the best of 275 and a 687.5 kilo total. And we have Bortel out next.
Next lifter is John Bortel from Netherlands. Bortel, Netherlands. Luke Wilson, platform 1.
Struggled with his grip on his opener. Managed to hang on to it for his second. This is 297.5.
297.5. Are we loaded, Mr. Helmet? Bars loaded. I am counting. Here come the Irish.
It's going, but that's going to be a tough lockout. That was a brave effort, but it wasn't quite there today. Leaves him with the best of 285 and a 690 kilo total. Next up, we have the Irishman, Andrew Blackwood. Looking very impressive on deadlift today. Opened with 290, went to 305. He's putting another 10 kilos on that for 315. We may see him challenging for a deadlift podium. He's fired up. He's got support from the crowd, from the Irish team out here. This is a huge pull. He lists his PB as 282.5. This is 315 kilos. And I think he's got it. What's the verdict? 315 3 white lights for 315 kilos for Andrew Blackwood. That was a great pull. So we now move into the second group. And we will have Benjamin Rastum leading us out from Norway. He's going to open with 252.5. Once all of this group has their first deadlift in, then we can start to look at where the battles are, both for the deadlift and the overall. It's a little bit hard to get a sense of it when you're in the first group, but once everyone's got one in, we can start to look at those placings. Benjamin Rastum from Norway, 252 kilos, and he has made short work of that. Alfredo Orsini from Italy, big bencher. And he's coming out for 270 on deadlift.
So the next lifter, bars loaded, platform run for Robert Barsijan. Platform 2, Orsini, Italy, 270 open.
Oh, that was fast, very fast. That was a great opener. Yulong Lee next. I'm just trying to look at the overall. Gavin Adin is going to be hard to catch. He pulled the biggest, he squatted the biggest weight, he benched the biggest weight, and he's opening his deadlift at 302. I think he's going to be very, very hard to challenge. But here's Yulong Lee, opening at 280. Lists his PB as 300. Little bit of difficulty at lockout just as he pulled through. But that's a good lift for Yulong Lee. Richmond Baden from France, 290.
For Richmond. Eduardo Kelly. And that lift is good. Platform 2. This is Richmond Baden. Platform 2. 290 kilos. I need the next lifter, Mr. Helmet. Sasha. I need you to... Sasha, I need the next lifter.
Weight got a little bit in front of him there, but it's certainly well within his capabilities. And that was a good lift for Richmond Baden. Boehner Matthew next with 290. Yeah, a nice pull there from the Canadian lifter. And we have Dami Fasciaranti coming out next. Struggled a little on squat, had a better day on bench. Let's see what we can do on deadlift.
No, I'm not going to try this thing. Fast Rocky, here comes the Irish! Fast Rocky! And I'm not going to try your husband. Barlow ready for Dennis Kopar.
300 kilos on the bar. He says his PB is 320.5.
300K. Oh, yeah.
And you can believe it. He looks like he is made to deadlift. That's a great lift from Dami Fasciaranti. Guilherme Parisot next, also with 300. We have the short run of lifters opening with 300, and this is Parisot from France. Cannot make a total, but he absolutely can take a deadlift medal.
300.
And that would be some consolation, I'm sure.
Get some.
Forward and ready for Kyrell Ray. Gillum Parasite. Okay.
Oh, a little bit difficult there. I'm not sure about his knees on lockout. What do the referees think? Yeah, the centre referee wasn't sure about them either. However, the side referees were happy, so that's 2-1. A good lift. Matthias Svensson, also for 300.
Bars loaded, says Mr. Allen. Bars loaded on platform 2. Matthias Svensson. Matthias Svensson from the Hope Team, Sweden, 300 kilos. I'm on Matthias. Helgi Anar Johnson, Iceland, platform 1.
Yeah, that was a nice opener. We're going to see some big weights shifted in this group.
And that lift is
Good lift for Svensson. Another lifter coming out for 300. This is Nico Lappi from Finland. He says his PB is 310. So hopefully this will look really quite comfortable.
bar loaded on platform 1. Luke Wilson, 265.
That's a very wide sumo stance. His toes are right up against the plates.
Oh yeah.
That always makes me nervous that the plates are going to come down on the foot. But that was a great lift. That was a really quick pull. Of course, you do sometimes see that. Johnny Candito in Salo put the bar down and it bounced right onto his foot, broke his foot.
From the United States,
Gavin Aiden, 302.5. Gold medal on squat, gold medal on bench, world junior record on bench. What can he do on deadlift?
Forward and ready for Ian Kamek. Here come the Irish.
Nice opener there from Gavin. And we just have one pull to come in the openers. And it's Paul Egger from Austria. He's coming out for 302.5 as well.
Paul Egger, Australia, platform 2.
He's heavier than Gavin Aiden, so he will go into second place now on deadlift.
Austria, that's correct. Forward and ready, platform 1. Cooper Lion, Finland. 275.
Nice, nice.
Egger.
Egger is on the board. Okay, we are through the first round of deadlifts. So here are the standings so far. Aidan from Matthew from Fasciaranti. The Irishman's got himself into third place there, but it's close to Baden and then it's close to Lee. So I think we're going to see a three-way scrap there for a four-way scrap for the silver and bronze. There's a lot of lifters really tightly packed together there. I think realistically Gavin Aiden is so far out in front, I don't think anyone's got a chance of catching him. Blackwood there is still in first place on bench press. Excuse me, on deadlift. So, round 2. Benjamin Rastum for 272.5. And that is a good lift.
Next lifter, platform 2.
Yulong Lee. He's only gone up 7.5 kilos. He's really going to have to stick with Baden and Fasciaranti.
Lift is good. Now we're going to move to Adam Jansen.
So this puts Lee back ahead in the overall. by a head, I mean it'll put him in second place. We're not catching Gavin Aiden. I think we've figured that out. Ooh, that's a difficult one. I'm not sure how that's going to play with the referees. No, they say there was downward movement of the bar there. The bar has to travel in one continuous motion. It cannot dip. Alfredo Orsini, 290, has gone up 20 kilos. Still a little bit off his PB, which is 297 and a half.
Bar loaded and ready. Platform 2 for Orsini. Platform 1 is the bar loaded. Yes, for Anthony Carrigan. Bronx.
So I do not think he will get that. You have to return the bar to the platform under control, and that means having your hands on it. And unfortunately, even though he got the down command before his grip went, he could not return the bar to the platform under control. So that was a no lift. Here's Richmond Baden. This moves him up a long way. He's taken a 12.5 kilo jump. This moves him in silver medal position in deadlift and overall.
Bill Helmet, platform 1. Thomas Zablitsky, Bronx, 295. Richard Baden, 302. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go. That's a great pull from Baden. 3 white lights. You've got to think he's got a fair bit more, maybe another 10 kilos, certainly 7.5, I would think. Here's Vayner Matthew. He's gone up 15. He's called for 305. This takes the total and the deadlift silver back. We're going to see this silver medal trade hands every lift, I think.
2.5. 2-1. Dennis Kosar, platform 1. Platform 2.
That looked decent. I would say he's certainly got another 5 or even more left in him. That moves him up to silver now. And we have Guillaume Parisot. This takes the deadlift silver back. He can't place in the overall. 310 kilos on the bar.
Platform 2. Platform 1, Dennis Kosar, Slovenia. 255. There you go. Pick that up. And that lift is good. 3 white lights.
Begins his pull. I don't think he's got his knees locked there. Those knees looked soft to me. And the referees agree. 2-1, no lift on lockout. So we have Gavin Aiden now. He is a fair distance up the road on total, but he is not currently in the deadlift medals. This will put him into silver medal place for now. This silver medal is passing from hand to hand with every lift. 310 kilos on the bar. He lists his PB as 332.5.
30 seconds. Come on, pick it up, go. Okay, he says no, not today. Gavin Aiden, 310. Wow, picks that up.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice and easy. So he's back into silver medal position on deadlift. As we have Dami Fasharanti from Ireland. Coming out next for 320. This matches his current PB. This is Dammy's last year as a junior. He goes up to the Open next year.
Platform 2.
Come on, let's look.
Settles himself down, addresses the bar. Oh, and that's tough. That's tough. I don't think he's going to get that through. He's managed to lock it out, but was there supporting? There was supporting. When the bar rests on the thighs and is the legs take some of the weight, that is known as supporting, sometimes called hitching, not quite correctly, and that gets you a blue card on deadlift. So that was no lift for Dammy. Mattis Svensson, also called for 320. This takes the deadlift gold. This takes the lead from Blackwood, who lifted in the first group, who pulled 315. And this moves Svensson up to 4th place overall. That was a tough pull, but he made it. And he just took the deadlift gold. We have still one more round to go, but he has it in his hand for the minute. However, Nico Lappi is coming out next for the same weight. And he's the lighter lifter. This will move him into deadlift gold. Andrew Blackwood's going to be in the back room watching these medals slip through his fingers as the other lifters put in bigger weights. So this is Nico Lappi, 320 kilos on the bar. He says his PB is 310. So this will be a 10 kilo PB. He opened at 300. This is a, what's up with him? I'm not quite sure what he's asking for. He's asking for the bar to be clean, but the thing is, he can't do that. The clock will not be stopped. Before he's called to the bar, his coach can ask that the bar be cleaned. But at this point, the clock is ticking and he only has 8 seconds to go. Yeah, I think he overthought that a little bit. So that was no lift. We have Paul Egger from Austria coming out for 322.5. He opened at 302.5. He's put 20 kilos on that. So Svensson currently has the deadlift gold. And Andrew Blackwood still has his hands on the silver for the minute. However, here comes Paul Egger to push them both down.
Costa Rica. France, 290. Platform 1, bar loaded ready. New York cleaning, platform 1.
Here we go, getting that bar positioned correctly for Paul Egger from Austria. 322.5 kilos. Pulling the slack out of the bar, sits in, and I think he's got that. There was a little bit of untidiness around the lockout, and one referee didn't like it. However, 2-1 is good enough. He moves into first place on deadlift. This is the attempts are so close together, and these are changing hands so fast. This is really hard to keep track of. So we have Benjamin Rastum. He's coming out for 280 for his final pull.
I got Adam Johnson. Bar loaded says Mr. Howard. Adam Johnson. 297.
Here he comes.
Platform 1. Platform 2. We got Rastum. 280 kilos. Final third round of no left.
That's a tough one. He's not going to lock that out. Yep. So that leaves him with best of 272.5 and a 722.5 kilo total. And we have Yulong Lee coming out for 287.5 for the second time of asking.
From Sweden, the home team, Thomas Zablitsky.
So the numbers are so close. I'm struggling to see where this will put him. Okay, this will not get him on the podium. He must feel like the podium is out of reach now. Yeah, he would have to be pulling another 7.5 kilos on top of this. But this will move him up a couple of places overall, which is well worth it. Not quite there today. Leaves him with the best of 280 kilos and a 745 total. Alfredo Orsini from Italy. Second attempt at 290.
We're going to roll the weight. 290 kilos.
Didn't quite manage this first time out.
Alfredo Orsini. Italy, platform 2. Platform 1. I need the next weight, Mr. Helmet. Mr. Helmet, I need the next weight. Here we come. Monticelli, Italy. Next weight, 312.5 kilos. They're loading the bar. Alfredo Orsini.
He's got it moving. He's got it to lockout. That looks good to me. And it looks good to the referees. That gives him a 722.5 kilo total. Which moves him up to 9th for the moment. Okay, Richmond Baden. He's sitting in overall 3rd. He opened with 290, went to 302.5. This is 310.
Another attempt at the end of the round.
This moves him up to silver. He's outside the deadlift medals, but he's in the running for the overall, the real prize here.
Come on, Richmond.
Silver medal on the line. 310 kilos on the bar.
Richmond Baden.
And that looks great. Oh, he's gone. He just went a little bit grey. He's on his feet. I'm sure he's fine. And that's a good lift. He's moved himself up to silver. Can he keep it? Can he keep his foot on that step? He is heavily challenged by the Canadian and the Swedish lifter. And I'm sure the Irish lifter is going to come out for a stab at that as well. So we have Guillaume Parisot. Do we have a change? We seem to have some confusion about where we're up to. But this is Guillaume Parisot. On the 3rd deadlift, you are allowed 2 changes.
Bars loaded on platform 1. Kramatz
So this is Guillaume Parisot. He can't total. He did not make this on his last attempt. He's going to have another go at it. No, not quite. Grip went in his left hand. And we have Vina Matthew coming out next. He changed his attempt. He's put 10 kilos, 310 kilos on the bar. Opened at 290, went to 305. Now he has requested 310. This will take silver medal position. He's sitting in bronze medal position. He wants to push the French lifter down one place, but we still have a few deadlifts to go. So, Vane Matthew from Canada, 310 kilos on the bar. Silver medal, overall podium place at stake. Sits in, starts his pull, and that was great. That moved so quickly. Good lift for Matthew. He's moved himself up to the silver overall. Now, Gavin Aiden. We have absolutely no doubt that this man is walking away the junior 93 kilo world champion. He took the gold in squat, he took the gold in bench, he took the junior world record. I think he put about 20 kilos on the junior world record, maybe 15, might be exaggerating a little bit. He did break it by a lot. Opened at 302.5, went to 310, this is 317 and a half. This will knock the Irish lifter from the first group right off the deadlift podium.
Next weight, 277.5 kilos, platform 1 for Lewis Kelly from Great Britain. Bar loaded and ready, says Mr. Helmet. Gavin Aiden, 317.
Nice and easy for Gavin.
No problema.
Let's go!
And here we have our new 93 kilo junior world champion. Deserves a moment of celebration. However, the competition is not over. We have Dami Fasharanti from Ireland coming out for another attempt at 320 kilos. This moves him up to silver on deadlift. It will get him on the overall podium too. A lot on the line for this pull.
We've got Melvin Captain, platform 2. Picks that right up. Picks that right down. How long, Parashante?
Takes his time, does his full setup. The idea with all these rituals is that it's the same every time. You can get yourself into a flow state. Starts his pull, and that's just too heavy. Leaves him with the best of 300 and a 750 total. So, Matthias Svensson, we have 3 pulls left. Dami's on his feet, he's fine. Matthias Svensson is coming out for 325 kilos. So this is for deadlift gold. He won't move up his overall placing, but this will take the deadlift gold from the Austrian lifter. However, the Austrian lifter gets another attempt. But first, Svensson has to pull it, and it's just a bit too heavy. That gives him 320 deadlift and a 752.5 kilo total. Placings are not yet fixed. I think we have a change. So, yeah, we have a change. So Paul Egger is going to put 325 on. He has the gold medal in deadlift for now. Nico Lappi, the Finn, has a Hail Mary on the bar. He has a huge deadlift lined up. Whether he'll come out for that is another matter. But here's Paul Egger for 325. Just to push his deadlift gold a little bit further out of reach. It will also take the 6th place from Lee from Sweden. 325. Look at that. That's 6 red plates. Fantastic pull for Paul Egger. He has the gold medal in deadlift in his hands. Is Nico Lappi going to take it from him? This will be a big ask. So here's Nico Lappi. We have our world champion. We have our current gold medalist in deadlift. However, Nico Lappi would like to upset that apple cart. This is 320. No. So that leaves Paul Egger from Austria with the deadlift gold. That was quite an exciting competition, the junior 93 kilos, with the medals changing hands with every lift. Okay, so we have another attempt coming up from Okay. We have our world champion, we have our medal places sorted, we have the medal ceremony coming up next, and I hope you'll stick around for that. We have 2 more sessions yet to come today on 2 platforms, so please join us for those.
for the spotters and loaders. Excellent work. The referees, the volunteer staff, and of course, the Lyco. Come on around. I need the 93-kilo junior lifter. 93-kilo junior lifter. The 93. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce our awards presenters. The President and Distinguished Arnold Wallstrom. Give him a big round of applause. The President of the European Powerlifting Federation. The President, also the Distinguished President of the Danish Powerlifting Federation, Klaus Brostrom. Give him a big round of applause. And the Secretary General of the Indian Powerlifting Federation, and all-around good guy, PJ Joseph. We're going to hand out the gifts, participation medals, and then we will begin with the 83-kilo junior lifters. 83 kilos. So, weight class, juniors. Okay, 93. Can we, this is the, all right. So we're going to begin with the medals in the squat. Your bronze medalist, Yu Long Lee, Sweden. Your silver medal goes to Canada's Vena Matthew. And your gold medalist from the United States Virgin Islands, Gavin Aiden. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists in the squat competition. Give them a big round of applause. All right, please step down. All right, we're going to move to the medals for the bench press. In bronze medal position, you have Richmond Baden from France. The silver medal goes to Alexander Karason, Iceland. And once more, your gold medalist, Gavin Aiden, United States Virgin Islands. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once more, a big round of applause for all of our medals in the bench press. All of our medals in the bench press. All right, gentlemen, please step down. We're going to move to the deadlift. Wow, great competition here. Your bronze medalist from the United States Virgin Islands, Gavin Aiden. Your silver medal from Sweden, Matthias Svensson. And your gold medalist from Austria, Österreich, Paul ladies and gentlemen. Paul's a little, he's excited. Congratulations. That's okay, Paul. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your top 3 medalists in the deadlift. Give them all a big round of applause. Congratulations. Great job, Paul. All right. Your overall medals, 9th in the 93 kilo junior category. Your bronze medalist from France, Richmond Bailey. Give him a round of applause. Congratulations, Richmond. Your silver medalist overall from Canada, Venna Matthew. And your gold medalist from the United States Virgin Islands, Gavin Aiden. Give him a big round of applause. I kindly ask that everyone please stand for the playing of the U.S. Virgin Islands National Anthem. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, photos? Okay. One more big round of applause for our top 3 medalists, 93 kilo. Gentlemen, please sit down. Okay. One, I would ask that you extend a big round of applause to all of our 93 kilo junior athletes. Give them one more big round of applause. All right. We're going to march them off. We're going to put an applause. Thank you. Wave to the crowd. Okay. Can we call out all of the 83 and 105 kilo junior athletes? 83 and 105. Call them out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to you all of the 83 and 105 kilo lifters. We'll of course begin with the 83 kilo weight class, bars. All right, we're going to start with the squat medals. 83 kilo juniors in bronze medal position from Great Britain, Luke Wilson. In silver medal position from Canada, Adam Johnson. And your gold medalist, Eduardo Mazzucchelli. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the top 3 medalists in the squat competition. All right, gentlemen, please step down. And we're going to move on to the bench press. Boris, I need the bench press, please, Boris. Okay. All right, the bronze medalist is from France, Anthony Costarigan. Your silver medal from Canada, Adam Johnson. And your gold medal in the bench press from the Russian Olympic Committee, Robert Barsegin. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the top 3 medalists in the bench press. Please step down, gentlemen. Now, to the deadlift. In bronze medal position, Adam Johnson. In silver medal position from France, Thomas Zablicki. And your gold medalist from Italy, Eduardo Mazzucchelli. And a professional with that same last name. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 83 kilo medalists in the deadlift. Give them a big round of applause. Now to the overall medals. Boris, I need the overall, please. Okay, here we go. In bronze medal position from the Russian Olympic Committee, Robert Barsegin. Your silver medalist from Canada, Adam Johnson. And your gold medalist, 83 junior category from Italy, Eduardo Mazzucchelli. So ladies and gentlemen, I ask everyone to please stand, remove your hats for the playing of the Italian national anthem. So one more category, the 105 juniors. We're going to start with the medals in the squat. In bronze medal position in the squat 105 junior category. Your bronze medalist from Finland, Inyo Yaroslavo. Finland. Silver medal position, Nicholas Payroll, France. And your gold medalist from Spain, Antonio Perez Barros. España. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists 105 in the squat. Okay. Thank you. Please step down. Now, we're going to move to the bench press medals. In bronze medal position, Taras Melnichuk, Ukraine. Your silver medal, it goes to Nicholas Payroll, France. And your gold medalist, Melvin Conte, Ireland, to Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists in the bench press. Give them a big round of applause. 105 kilo, junior category. Okay, please step down. We'll start with the medals in the deadlift. Okay. Your bronze medalist from Finland is Ina Yaroslavo. Your silver medal goes to Nicholas Payroll, France. And your gold medal goes to Antonio Perez Barros, España. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your overall medalists in the deadlift. Thank you, gentlemen. Please step down, and then we'll proceed into the overall medals. Here we go. In bronze medal position, Anya Yaroslavo. Anya. Your silver medal goes to Spain's Antonio Perez Barros. And your world champion in the junior category 105, gold medal goes to Nicholas Payroll. Now we're going to extend the gifts from Aliko. The gifts have been handed out. Now I'm going to ask everyone to please stand once more for the French national anthem. Thank you. for our 105 kilo junior athletes. Now, before they depart, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to give one more big round of applause for all of our athletes in the 83 and 105 kilo weight class. Thank you very much.